The Board of Registration of Architects and Quantity Surveyors happen to play a very big role in one of the key sectors in our country, which is the building and construction industry. This is The Frontline with me, Mogore Kamau. To learn more, keep it Parastato TV. Hello and thank you for tuning in. You're watching The Frontline. I am Mogore Kamau. Now today I'm pleased to meet Mr. Cosmas, the chairman Boraqs. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Caro. Let me appreciate you are choosing Boraqs today to interview. The board was started in 1934. It was formed through an act of parliament, Cap 525, Laws of Kenya. And it has been in existence since that time to date. To date, we are at the first year of the Board of Architects and Surveyors, simply Boraqs.
We have various learning institutions in Kenya that are involved in learning of architectural and surveyors. How is this board working hand in hand with the institutions?
This board is the one that qualifies the institutions to train architects and surveyors, or rather, it approves the course, the course outline, or the programs to be taught at the universities. At the moment, we have University of Nairobi, which was the only one for very many years, which was training architects and surveyors. But now we have others who have come into play. We've got Jomo Kenyatta Agriculture, and we have TUK, that's Technical University of Kenya. Mombasa is also on the way coming, and many others are joining. But they can only join once whatever the content of what they are teaching conforms to the act which set this board, Cap 525.
Okay. So for one to qualify as an architect or a surveyor, what are some of the processes that they need to go through?
You can become an architect or a surveyor only if, and only if. For an architect today, you go through the formal learning in the university for 6 years. And for quantity surveyors, registered. Training takes about a month. And the training is conducted by this board through 2 levels. There is written examination and there is oral examination. Once you pass those ones, now you are registered. If you don't pass, you remain an aspiring architect or quantity surveyor. Okay. Yes.
So unless one is registered through the board, they are not qualified at all?
No.
Okay, and we are having many Kenyans nowadays worried about the collapsing of buildings, especially in Nairobi. Who is to blame for this cause?
This is a very worrying trend of collapsing buildings. We have got many of them which have collapsed. Now, people to be blamed are many. But as far as I'm concerned, the buck stops at the door of the enforcement authority, and that's the county governments in the urban setup. Because no building takes place unless it is submitted to them and approved. That's the first place. Once it's approved, they are supposed to enforce its construction. And I believe many of them, they don't do that because of lack of capacity. The next person to blame is the developer. The developer, like any Kenyan mind, I want to say Kenyan mind. Who is this Kenyan mind? A Kenyan mind is a person who wants to take shortcuts. Then developers, most of them, they take shortcuts. How? They either don't use registered people to design their buildings. Since they are very expensive, according to them, they are not expensive. As an architect, I can't say they are expensive. Because every profession is regulated by law. And the law, whoever formed the law, knew what or she was doing. So they are not expensive. But people want to take shortcuts. So they don't want to use a registered person, number one. Number two, even if they are there, they don't want to use specification. They only want to use shortcuts in terms of material and so forth. And then that level of blame goes to the professionals, because some of them have been involved, but to some extent at the level of design. Then the Kenyan mind, the developer takes off the building and says, I don't need you anymore now. So that goes back to the enforcement authority, who should make sure that buildings have approved is supervised to its full extent of construction.
What is the board doing to eliminate quacks in the industry?
The board may not tell you there are many quacks, because the board is concerned with the registered person. Any other person, like now we have got over 1,500 architects and over 800 surveyors. Those are people the board is concerned with. If it's concerned with those people, then everybody else is a quack. Now you can do the mathematics. And in that 40 million minus 2,000, it will be difficult to know who is a quack and who is not. But once a building collapses, then we can follow to find out it was not done by a registered person. However, the board is very concerned. And in our endeavors, we have found there are many people from tertiary institutions who know how to draw. And these are the people the developers are using. We call them technicians. And the board is trying to bring them to the fore through an act of parliament, which is now on the drawing board, so that they are brought into the fore to be registered with us. Then we shall be able to regulate them. But for now, we don't know. Yes.
We are going to go for a short commercial break. Keep it Parastato TV.